All right. So let me be sure if my uh is the voice coming? I can't hear myself. My so okay, it's working now. All right. Da-da-da. So after the 10th chapter of this video, I'll begin to make each something is happening to my network. I'm so sorry. This is unprecedented. Okay. Da-da-da. Dun, dun. I'm so sorry for the delay. My network is bad, really. But anyways, we are just going to continue like this. But before I go in, the last time I made let's see. So we have this here. Okay. So I wrote two functions the last time. I mean, I worked with two data types. We used arrays and then matrix. I think those are the two things I covered in my previous stream, which was like days ago, even more than a week ago. So now I'm back and we're going to continue with the momentum. So today we are going to cover a few other topics. I think I will just do strings today in C, and then maybe cover some other topics on Vim. Cover other topics, not some other. I don't know. I'm feeling a bit nervous today. It just feels like this is my first time doing this again. I don't know. Maybe because of the break that I took. Well, anyways, there's no need to worry too much about that. So let's get to work. I'm trying to get some of my files opened up here. Okay, so we are going to make use of W3 Schools today. To be specific. Yep. So let's close that. Let's open. I had some other files here. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, we are back. Okay, so we are going to cover strings. The last time we did arrays, I think. Yeah, we covered arrays, I think. Arrays and matrix. Yeah, we did arrays and matrix. So matrix is like multi-dimensional arrays. So meaning arrays that have arrays as elements. Okay, and to create a matrix or an array in C to begin, so let's do like a quick brainstorming. So I'll just create an index.c. Oh, sorry, let me just open this in Vim. Index.c. Now I learned a few things in about Vim, which comprise of how to open files, create new files, and so on. essentially when you are in Vim and you are already in the editor, you have your Vim window open, you can create something called buffers, right? So there are also files, but like there are files that are not saved onto your drive yet, right? So they are just there as a standby files. So you can create buffers by, so if you do something like this, say ls, you can see here there is this you know, this output on the screen. You can see number 1, which means the first buffer, the position of the current buffer in this file. This is the name of the buffer. A percentage age simply means the current buffer that is opened. If we create another buffer, say for example let's say second, let's just do second dot c. Now when I do ls, you can see we'll have 2 buffers open, right? This is the first buffer, and a percentage simply means the buffer that is currently opened. Now let's try and do some cool things with this to actually, you know, have some hands-on experience with it. So what I'll do is I'll just come back here and I'll type something here. Let's say let's go into insert mode. Sorry. Okay. Hello. This is what buffer is this? I think let's quickly say this is the second buffer. Okay. So now let's type in some stuff here. So I'll go back to insert mode. Hello. This is my second buffer, like this, right? And we can just write this file to disk. Now it's written. We can now move to the previous buffer. So you can do something like this. I think p, right? bp means previous, bn means next buffer, buffer next, previous, buffer previous, pb, bp, and bn. Christ, sorry. Okay, b previous, buffer, b stands for buffer, p is previous, so previous buffer, next buffer, or buffer next, if you will. So if you do if you come here again and you press in your normal mode, you do p n, it will move to the next page. You can see it here. We have hello, this by second buffer. If we do this pb, we'll go to the next buffer here, the previous buffer, and then you can just do something like let's go to insert mode and say hello, I mean this is my second buffer, no, my first buffer, like this. Okay, let's exit and write this. Now one cool thing we can do is to open the buffers side by side. Sorry. I need to lower my chair because having okay, I think this is better now, right? Okay. All right, this is cool. My network is terrible today, I can't lie. So we're just going to move to this part, the buffers, right? So changing tests, saving and closing files. Okay, let's see this one. All right, so I'm trying to read this. So working with buffers. So yeah, okay, so we can do this now. All right, I'm trying to figure out how to. Hi, Sharat. How are you doing? I'm good. Yeah, nice to have you. Dun-dun. Okay. I figured there was. I'm sorry for the delay, man. This thing is not opening. I'm trying to open a file here. Dum 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 dum. All right, Sharat, no problem. You're welcome. Thank you for showing up. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so we can do this. So let's try. So we have two files here. We have two files and we have two buffers essentially. So what we can do, we can open them side by side. Oh, sorry. I need to go and undo this. So, and come back here. I can say VS, so vertical split. What buffer is this? I think this is the first buffer. So we can do second buffer here, like this. Now you can see they are both open side by side. So you can close them just by quitting, just the normal way of quitting a file or closing a file in Vim. And so let's do this. Now another thing is, if you notice, to close Vim, right, to close the files you have open in Vim, you needed to do this, quit, and then you're out of Vim after you saved your changes. But now, how do you save multiple files at the same time, right? So let's take a look at this. So I'll just open Vim index.c, and then here I'll open the second file here. I'll just say vs second.c. The second file is opened on the left side. You can see this is it on the left, and the one on the right is the first buffer. And you can see the tags here, second.c and index.c here. So now if you did Q, if you press Q as in quitting the closing Vim, exiting Vim to, sorry, exiting Vim with Q, right? The Q command, this will only close one file, right? So if you did this, you can see just one file is closed. And if you wanted to say, for example, close all of them at once, right? You can do Q and A, I think. QA. I wrote it down somewhere here, so let's just quickly get them back. Okay. I'll be writing a lot of stuff these days, so bear with me. I'm quickly going to get it for you. So we have here shorter vertical split, here split, BD. I think if we do Q and A, you can see, so it means quit all, right? Q and A means quit all. So let's say we have some, what else do we have here? BD spotlight unimpaired. I'm so sorry about that noise, but anyways, so another thing is you can close the buffer, right? You can delete a buffer, you can close the buffer without closing the entire window. I think if you did this way, BP, if you want to close without closing the entire, okay, you can just configure your Vim RC file. What else is here? Okay. I'm sorry, but this seems a bit slow. I don't know. I didn't even prepare for the stream. I'm so sorry. Okay, so let's just do it this way. Let's write some C code, right? Before I write this, I'll say, let's see, ls. So I'll just remove all the files, and there's a C and second. So let's see, all the files have been deleted. So we'll just write some C code. Let's learn about strings, and then in the next stream we'll do more of memory, address, pointers, and so on. Okay, so let's do this. So strings are used for storing text and characters. Yeah, if you're coming from a different programming language, you probably are familiar with strings already. So this is how you create strings in C. It's a bit strange. Greetings, hello world. So you put these brackets, which looks like arrays, but to create arrays in C, you use curly brackets like this here. Well, it's the same format except the type, right, changes. So for arrays you put int, for strings you put char, char. Use double quotes instead of single quotes. I think single quotes are for like the actual char variable, which is this data type here. Let's see, this one here, it's a single byte here. You can see it here, so you can see it's single quotes, but for strings you use double quotes. Interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and create some strings and do some string manipulations. So I'll save him. I don't know why I deleted my index file. Here I am creating it again, index.c, and then we'll put in, go into insert mode, include, sorry, stdio.h like this, and then we'll say int bin. Okay, and we can just do this and say let's actually do this first. Printf, right? Printf hello world like this. Okay, we can exit Vim now and just like, oh sorry, so change the indentation there, and then we can come here and write this file to disk. So here is something we can do. So let's just come here and I will try to compile this code now. So instead of using the gcc command, I can just do cc index.c, and the code was successfully compiled. So we can now run it by running the a.out file. So a out like this. Now you can see, even though I didn't spell hello well, sorry, well, that's story for another. I know how to spell hello, but I just forgot the O. But here, this is our output here. So now let's move back to this place here, and okay, first of all, I tried to be a bit so Control D to close the terminal. Let's come back here. So let's create some strings. So first of all, we come back to, I'll go to the fourth line. So you can do for capital G, and then you are here. So let's delete this line here and try to create a new variable. So a new string variable. So I'll say call this greetings, just the way it is created in this place. So greetings, sorry, I need to be using this keyboard more. Double quotes for strings. I'm sorry. I'm not sure whose car is making that noise, but anyway, yeah. So say hello world like this. Okay. Oh, all right. So and let's try to print it out. So can use this. What's the format specifier for strings? Printf. So I think it's percentage s. Okay, percentage s, and then we can put greetings here. Greetings like this. Okay, so you know what, let's actually so we'll move to this side, b, and let's just add in some line break here. Oh, okay, sorry, like this. Okay, so now we can just do them again and say cc index.c compilation successful, a out. you can see hello world was printed. So this is the string. This is how we create strings in C. Now how do we let's try to like, so basically every items or every character in a string has an index, right? So meaning you can manipulate a string by simply changing the value, the character at a particular index. So let's do this. So say here, okay, now we can just come here, up, end of file. Oh. No, I do not want that, so let's undo that. I think it was control. What's happening? Oh, okay. So let's go back up. Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to add a new line, so yep. So here we can just say, greetings. Okay, so here you can do Control N for auto completion, or you can do Control P to back at original, Control N, auto completion is there. Greetings, and you can say at index 0, which is the first character, change it to so now since it's in a single character we want to change, we have to use the format of a character. So we'll put let's say G there, like this, and let's watch how this works. So we can write this, sorry, yep, and we can just, you know what, I don't need the terminal right now, so let's move back up here and quit the terminal. I can just come here and say here like this, cc index.t, compilation successful, and we can just do like this, out, and you can see the hello has changed, the H has been changed to G. Okay, so that's about manipulating a string, a particular character in a string, right, at a specific position. So you first access the character at that index, right, by simply putting the value into the brackets in front of the string variable, and then you change it. Now what will happen if we change the value at an index that is out of bound, meaning an index larger than the length of the string itself? Before we even do that, how do we find the length of the string, right? How do we find the length of the string? I guess it will be the same way we access the length of the string of an array, by simply using the size of a character, right, of a particular variable, and then dividing it by the size of the variable itself, right? So the character at in this string, for example, we can do it this way. So let's find the length of the string by so I'll just come back here. Okay, let's do it this way. So I'll say greetings. Okay, I think we use size t as the variable type for getting the length of an array, so I'll just stick to that in this case. Although size t does not really matter, you can use integer or any other numeric data type that you feel comfortable with, but for me I'll just go with size t, and I'll say size t okay, a string, let's call the string length like this, and set it to be equal to greetings. Okay, first of all we need the size of like this, greetings. Okay, and then we divide this by the size of a character in the greetings array, in the greetings string. So say size of greetings, the first one, usually that's the best one to use, and then we can come here, say printf the size of our string. Sorry, I'm just typing this way so I can use Vim to edit. Our string is so we'll use the identifier. So for this, you can say new line, and then we can just pass in the string length. One string length here. Sorry, string length. We want string length, so string length will be this, like this, and let's exit Vim. Let's go to the line above, so we can just move. So here's what I can do. If you press capital R, right, everything you type begins to replace, you can see, but we don't want that right away, so we can just type it on top. Okay, size like this, space of our string, and string is string. Now we can now exit, so we can just come back here, write this, and try to run it. So first we need to compile it. So the compilation failed because so we are using the data type, the identifier is not so this is format d expects argument of int, but size t long string int. Okay, so you know what, size t, what does size t use? I think the last time I did it I used hold on, I try to remember, was it ZU or something? don't remember really. Was it ZU? Let's do this again. So percentage said, I think you know what, let's exit this. Come on, let's undo all of that. Let's just go into insert mode and then change this here. So instead of this, we can just, let's just backward X this out, insert ZU, right? Exit, write this, and okay, the compilation was successful. Now we can now run our code, right? So we can just say, you know what, let's just use, I think if you do vsplits them, you'll get the terminal on the side, but this is opening a buffer, so this is not what we want. BD, let me see, we want to open, is it them? Okay, you know what, we can just say here, can come here and just say help term, and here you can see term is here. So what we need is the vertical split. I've actually this is why practicing is important, because I knew how to do this just a few right below split horizontal terminal. Oh, hello, my webcam is stuck. Wow, that's true. Oh my god, how did that happen? Oh no, I did not know this at all. I wasn't. Wow, thank you for pointing this out to me. So properties, okay, I think it's good now. It should be working now. Okay, you know what, I can just quit this, right? We can open the terminal by just a vertical term, I think, vertical term, like this. Yep, yeah, so this is good. So we can just do what do we need? We've compiled the code already, so cc index.c, compilation successful. We can now say a out to run the code. You can see the size of our string is 12, and if you count this, you can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Is that 11? This is 5 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Why is it saying 12? This is interesting. Why is it 12 instead of 11? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Is hello world more than 11 characters? Hello world is 12. Why is it saying 12? Or is it because I changed this here? Is this counting as 2? You know what, let's try. I'll move to the left. Let's go up here to the 5th line, and then let's comment this line out. So I'll just comment it out again, and then let's write this and compile. So we can come here and say cc index wait okay, somebody say yes it is. Am I not counting it well? This is 1 2 3 4 5, right? The space here is 1 character, I assume. So we have 1 2 3 4 5. That's 11, isn't it? So why is this saying 12? Am I missing something? Let's see from this documentation here what their result was. I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong. You know what? Let's even use a loop, right? To like loop through the characters and see what the output will be. I mean, it will still be 12. So, and I'm wondering why it is. Anyways, that's not a really big issue right now. So let's move on to the difference. So they have, you can create strings this way also, which is pretty stressful. I don't know why anybody would want to do this, but it's fine if you want to. So here's how you loop through. You get the length with the size of can also, I mean the length can also be an integer. I think I just got used to using the size t, because I mean I usually expect the length of the array or string in this case to be a huge number. But anyways, we can just use int and it worked just fine. So another way of creating strings we can loop through by using the for loop. So you use your for loop. You first of all initialize your variable and give it its type. In this case it's going to be an integer, and then you loop through and start printing out each character by accessing them through their index. So I begins from 0 all the way this level. So this is even more I won't say problematic, but okay, you know what, we did something the last time where you could still print stuff stored in garbage if the length of your loop is longer than the actual array. So here's what I mean by that. So we can just try to let me close the terminal here and do that quickly. So we have, assuming this is 12, right? The length of this array here is 12. You can loop through each character of the array more than its length, right? So let's do it this way. I'll just come here and say int I is just int I, and then I can say for loop for I is equal to 0. So we start from 0. I is less than, I'll say 15 or 14, and I plus plus. Okay, like this. So now we can just go and say printf, right? Printf character, I'll just say character character at, so here we'll put percentage D for the first I, and then is going to be a string, right? So we use S. We're going to use S. So this is going to be how do you get the characters? What's the identifier for I mean the format specifier for a character in string? Is it S? It's not going to be S because S will output the entire string. So it's going to be it's probably going to be C, I think. Well, let me check here. So we have, note that we have it. Okay, yeah, so it's going to be C. So we'll do C here like this. Bro, everything there's a null character, so it's being counted. Oh, I see. Wait, oh my god, thank you so much, because I actually noticed here this thing, and I do not understand it. So we can see, why do we include the 0 character at the end? This is known as the null terminating character and must be included when creating string. Oh, thank you, AJ. Thank you very much. This is really helpful. Yeah, I did not actually think about that. I did not know, because it's strange, right, to see that there was more than one, there was an extra character that is not visible. But why is there? So must be included. They'll see that this is the end of the string. Oh, so it's included to indicate the end of the string. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. This is nice. Thank you for pointing that out, AJ. Thank you. So now what we can do is, so we can actually see what that character was, right? So anyways, let's just keep it that way. So we'll just keep this here. Let's add in a new line. Each time we print a new character, just put a new line after it. You can close this here. That's it. Okay, I think that's all. And let's go ahead and write this. My network is still bad again. I don't know what's happening today, but it's not looking good. Stream is extremely slow, I guess. So we can just try to open the terminal again. Vertical terminal here, and let's try to compile this. So cc index.c. okay, there's an error here. Oh, I see. Control WL to move to the left. Want to move down. Let's move back up again. Up. End of the file. Okay, we are not necessarily moving it to the end of the file. Let's move backwards. Okay, yes, it's to the end of the file. So here we can replace this by typing on R, replace it with this, and then we can exit Vim, write the file, and come out to the left side. Right, so let's clear this place and let's compile it again. There's still an error. Oh, I did not provide the characters, sorry. So let's move back again, Ctrl WL, and then let's go to this side here. So here I can just append this, not append, but yeah, so we can pass it. For D it's going to be I, and then for the other one it's going to be greetings at I, Control N at I, like this. Okay, and then let's exit, write this Control WH. Compilation was successful. Now we can run the code like this. You can see we have character 0 and so on. You can see, even though there was more than the items in the array, right? I mean in the string, the length of our loop is larger than the size of the string. The compilation was still successful. We didn't run into any errors. So that's something you should be careful with when working with strings in C, because you can go as high as possible. I mean, there is a limit, but yeah, this will still happen. And you can see character at 13, right, is there. Character at 12 is also like empty. These are, I think, garbage values, right? Garbage values. Yeah. So should be aware of that. I guess that's like another thing to really be careful of. Yeah. So also note that there is always a null terminating 0 at the end of every string, which automatically increases the length of the string. Instead of having an original size, it is one more than the original size due to the null terminating character, which is this here. So this is just to specify to C, the compiler, that the string ends at this position, and for some reason it is also counted as part of the strings, character. Okay, so hello Dalvi, hello, welcome. Oh, it's going great, pretty well, thank you very much. How are you doing? Okay, so we can actually move to this side. So there are, you can see what is the correct way to declare a string in C with the text hello world. All right, this is not correct automatically because I know, because it doesn't have the null terminating string. Oh, I see. You are asking how it's going to progress. Well, honestly, I can't say for sure. I think the streams are easier for me to record, but I'm also thinking about making like shorter videos, and just like kind of explain certain things and give you a hands-on experiment with the stuff that we learn. Yeah, so basically I can see the tutorial from well. You can initialize inside the loop. Yes, exactly. Yes, I know you can do that too. Yeah, thank you, major major, and doesn't pollute the local scope with variable. Yes, I think initializing it with inside the loop is better. So let's quickly change that. So I'll just go here. Let's move up, backwards. So to this point here, let's just insert int here like this. Okay, and then move up to this. Sorry, then we can just delete these parts. Okay, let's write this. Okay, so you can clear, and this will still work just fine. Come on. Yeah, compilation was successful. And this, okay, I think this is a bit clearer than what it was before. This is cleaner. Yeah. Yeah, stream is okay. Thank you very much, Kajo. Right. Okay, so we can just do the remaining 2 chapters and we'll call it a day. Actually, we are going to call it a day after this one because it's almost an hour. I would try as much as possible to kind of, I also want the stream to look very authentic. Look very authentic, like me making mistakes and so on. I don't want to practice before I stream. Although I study before streaming, but this time around I didn't study anything, so I'm just like studying while streaming too. So maybe